Not like this. 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 Stay tuned to see if the Emmi toy from Figma is any good. Welcome back to Toy Foolery, and today we're checking out the Figma 617 Emmi from Metroid Dread. I'm a fan of Metroid Dread. I reviewed the Metroid Dread Samus a couple of months back. I got the Emmi, it was in my pile of loot, finally released it, and it's time to do the review on it. But before we get into the review, I need you guys to hit the like and subscribe button, join the full force. I really appreciate it. And now, let's see if this box is better than your mom's. This box better than the box he was held in. So normally we would do this inside of the arcade because this is not really that big of a toy, but for some reason they made this box massive. They probably could have cut it in half and put the pieces behind him or below him. When we get into the box, we'll see why it's packaged like this. On the front we have a render of the Emmi, another render of the Emmi, on top a render of the Emmi, on the other side a render of Emmi. Now these are all the same poses that are on the back except for this one and this one, which makes me wonder if these are renders as well. They look like pictures, but the fact that they're identical to these things, either they have really good cameras and I just suck at photography, which is very plausible, or that this box is just covered in renders, which is sad because the Samus actually had pictures of the toy in the box and on the sleeve, and it was just a good overall package. Not too bad. The fact that they have multiple pictures of it or multiple renders of it on the box is really good. I just don't like the fact that we just get those same pictures on the back. It seems kind of pointless. Like, if you're going to do something, make it unique. But fairly decent box, not the greatest. Wish it was a little bit better in that regard, but not too bad. And we're going to see
what's in the box.
Before we check out what's in the box, this is the thing that I noticed when I first got it, and I was wondering why the box was so big. So if you look at the box, about a third of the box is just the shielded Emmi mask, but everything else could have fit in this area except for the shielded Emmi, and you probably could have smashed it somewhere down here and popped him up a bit to make some space. This box is just big for no reason, and it's one of those things where I don't understand why. Like, there's no reason for this box to be so big. You could have shaved off a third of it and just saved the space and made the box a little bit more manageable. As it is, it's too wide to fit in a lot of places. That's what she said. And yeah, it's just uncomfortable for a lot of places. So yeah, I don't understand why they did that. I get it, it makes the box look epic and all that stuff, but yeah, I'm not keeping the box. That box is just big for no reason. It's stupid. It doesn't serve any purpose other than to just kind of give this intimidating look. But it's a box, not the toy, that does that. So that's very weird. But anyway, let's get this thing in the arcade and find out
what's in the box.
In the box for the Emmi, we get the Emmi itself. We get the spike head. Don't fall. We get the spike head when he's probing Samus, and it's something that I did notice before, which is super cool, is that the probe head has these same things that pop up, and these things slide out into the spike. Now, I didn't notice that in the game because I'm too busy dying and being mad, but that's super cool. We get the protective face shield from the game, which is super cool. Protective face shield. And how this thing attaches is that you get these two pieces here that have slots into them. You take out two of the corners, either upper right and lower left, or upper left and lower right. Slide these pieces into place, and then there's notches here that slide on so that you get this onto their face, onto the Emmi's face. We get a stand, and we get, that's it. That's all we get with the Emmi. Now, I don't expect much, especially because depending on the Emmi you have, they have different abilities, but it would have been nice to have more than, maybe they might release a different color one because all it is white plastic, but you never know. Anyway, let's check out the design on this guy and see how he stands up to the source material. Now, the design on this guy is super cool. I am a fan of this. The body looks like General Grievous, and that's actually really cool. If he had an extra set of arms, totally would be using this as Grievous versus any other character. That would be super dope. I really do like the carbon fiber pattern that's on it. It's kind of a scaly pattern that's on the back of the neck, and just how the mechanical parts of the torso looks really good on this toy. There's no reason to do an extreme close-up because this toy is just really just one big piece of white plastic with some really cool highlight details. I wish it was a little bit more detailed. I wish it had some more details in other parts of the body. It doesn't, which is unfortunate. Anyway, let's see if this guy can squat. Can this guy squat? No, but he does have some cool motion. And something I found out is that the torso is limited because of these pipes. If you stretch up too far up, they will pop out. So you can't move that too much. But he does have these weird triple jointed arms, so he can extend it into like a dog form. He also has, and let's fold you back up, these feet with the pistons that pop in and out to give him a really cool range, as well as the way they did his fingers so he can grab Samus. And I will have pictures of him and Samus together, or her and Samus together, doesn't matter. Just looks really cool. And like I said, the range is only complaint I have with the way this thing moves is that the torso, even though this spine will actually let him stand straight up because of how short they made these pistons, the more you stretch it, it only has like an inch more before it pops out of these little sockets here, and they're easily to pop back in, but you're kind of limited by that. He could technically do the bend over backward move that he does in the game, but if you did that, all of these things will pop out and then you have to put them back in, and that's just more of an annoyance, and it's not necessary to do all that. Let's talk money.
Damn, I can't afford it. My bad, I'm just trying to
So
help you out.
I got robbed by Big Bad Toy Store. This toy goes for about $100 now. I paid $130 for it from Big Bad Toy Store. I paid $150 for it from Big Bad Toy Store. You can get it from Japan for about $70 without importing fees, so it ends up being around $100 for this thing. Probably would be cheaper if they didn't have such a goofy box, but is it worth the money? If you have this Samus from Dread, yes, definitely. If you don't, if you're a fan of Grievous, maybe some modification. This could be a General Grievous from Star Wars, but just anyone else just looking for a toy, I would say no. This has to actually have. There's some toys that you could put on the shelf and say, "Oh my God, that looks cool." This toy, kind of sitting on the shelf by itself, looks kind of plain. You put him with Samus, dope. You put him with a Star Wars set, dope. But just by itself, you're going to be a little eh. Anyway, guys, let's wrap this up and get you out of here. Let's wrap up the Emmi from Figma Toys. The box, even though the box is okay, my biggest gripe with the box is that it's oversized, and I don't know why it's oversized. It doesn't serve a purpose. As for the design, this looks like the white Emmi from Metroid Dread. So I'm super excited to have this in my collection to go along with my Dread Samus. As for its ability to move, it can't squat, and its range is limited by some design choices, but it does have some really good range, and you can do some really cool positions with it, so that's a plus. And for the price, if you can get it for $100, that's the going rate for Figma toys, and it's a pretty big toy, so I can't complain there. I got robbed though by Big Bad Toy Store, so boo. And for my final score, I'm giving the Emmi a 7 out of 8. Outside of the box being goofy, this is a really good toy and everyone would be happy to have it in their collection. Someone please do a General Grievous custom. I'll catch you in the next toy review. Peace.